Yes, the vehicles have the lower anchors.
Good afternoon. I'm Sarah John. We posted right here about car seat laws. But the picture that we used didn't adequately show proper car seat. It didn't illustrate it properly. So we're here today to say we are sorry, we got it wrong, and we're going to do better and get it right today. Because the photo that we used earlier this week showed a child who was wearing a puffy coat, the buckles were too loose, and the chest harness wasn't up high enough on that child. We are here today to get the message right. We are going to discuss how to properly restrain a child in a car seat. We are going to discuss the new laws that go into effect on Saturday and how to properly install a car seat. So joining me now is REMSA Health car seat instructor and technician, Nellie Martinez. And Nellie, you do this for a living. First of all,
I do.
Explain to us what REMSA does and how REMSA helps parents get it right.
So we actually do appointments Monday through Friday for families that need help with the installation or inspection of their car seats. We also review their specific car seat, how the harness is supposed to be, where the height is, put it in the right position, that they're going to be able to use it correctly every time. And then we do the once a month on the community, the point of impact. That is with agencies that host us out there. Our next one is January 15th with Champion Chevrolet. Thank you. They've been doing it for 10 years now. So look us up.
And Nellie, one of the things that we discussed and that we got wrong with the prior photo was that the child was wearing a puffy coat. It is very cold out there, and you gave some great tips when we were off camera on how to address when it's cold weather and whether a coat like this is appropriate to buckle a child into a car seat.
So what we're looking at is you want something that's not gonna be fluffy like what we're wearing. You want thin layers. You want to make sure that the harness strap is in there correctly. A couple of things you can do: put on their jacket on backwards for toddlers. For smaller ones, you could put a blanket over them once you've harnessed them, and that harness is under nice and snug, and the clip right across the armpit level.
Okay, and then when it comes to the new law on Saturday, it begins. Explain why this law is so important for the safety of kids.
Just keep in mind, children are still growing. Their muscles and bones are fragile. So in an accident, forward facing, everything we feel, when we slam on the brakes or somebody impact, our children are going to feel that. They're going to be a lot more hurt. So in an accident, rear facing, we want that downright to happen. So the child and the car seat move together, and the spread of force is absorbed by the car seat.
And the child that we are going to be using today to demonstrate this, she is 2 years old, but she's low weight. So even though she's 2, per this new law, it says a child 2 and younger needs to be rear facing. But because she's 2 and low weight, you still recommend rear facing.
We recommend rear facing, like I mentioned just previously. In an accident, they're still small. So we want to keep them rear facing as long as possible. Another thing to look at is the max height or weight of the current car seat they're riding in. Another recommendation that we do as well.
A lot of the comments that we got on our original post said, I have a tall child, so their legs are all scrunched up into their chest if they're rear facing, even if they're younger than 2. What do you say to that?
So you have to look at how the car seat is being installed. There's certain angles that 45 to 35 degree angle. So maybe that car seat is being installed up too high, which it is going to cause the child to be up front and everything in their face. So we want to make sure you have the right angle.
Okay, so let's get our car seat installed. We're going to walk around on the other side of the vehicle to watch you as you are properly installing this car seat. So we're going to install it right here on this side behind the driver. And we're going to ask you to put it in how you would put in the car seat.
All right. So this one we're going to be installing it rear facing, so you want to make sure you got the angle level right, position it where we need it. This specific one we're going to use the lower anchors. There's different ways of installing them. This vehicle has the lower anchors. Want to make sure they're facing the right way as well. So you push it in there and you click it, make sure it's clicked in there. Same thing on the other side. Then we're going to position it where we want it. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to tighten it. And that's one of the biggest mistakes we see as technicians is really loose. So I'm not very strong in my arm, so I will use my body weight. So one thing I could do is push, rock back and forth till I get rid of all that slack that's in there. Sometimes I'll put my knee inside as well too, and then we check it. It's not going anywhere. Make sure the tether hook is hooked on there. It can become a weapon if it's hanging loose. And that's this piece in the back that I'm talking about right here. Make sure you have it in its home. Okay, so next we're gonna go ahead and put a child in here. Make sure we show you guys how they're supposed to be harnessed.
All right. So in you go, baby girl. Pull this out and around. Pull this out and around. Now, I'm going to buckle this like I would think I should buckle this, and you tell me what I did right and what I didn't do right.
No problem. So the harness strap, the top of the harness strap should be at or below her shoulders.
So if I were to pull that.
Okay, let's take a look. So this is a little high, so I'm going to go ahead and drop it down just one notch, because you want to make sure it's at or below the shoulders when they're rear facing. The clip, she did really good, is right across the armpit level, so we want to make sure we don't want to cause any internal damage if it's too low. And this is good. Just kind of pull on it, make sure it's nice and snug. So in an accident, like I said, we want that downright to happen, and the impact is absorbed by the car seat. Good job.
Yay, thank you.
Good job.
Is there a hard and fast rule about fingers between?
It used to be fingers.
Okay.
Everybody's fingers are a little different, so it's a pinch test. Make sure you can't pinch any of the webbing here. But you also make sure that there's no webbing down here. You have it up this way, here, and then out over here. So we can't pinch any webbing. This is perfect.
Nellie,
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much for helping us get the message out there. And again, be aware that the car seat law is changing this Saturday on the 1st of January. Thumbs up to everybody. And for more information, reach out to REMSA Health. People like Nellie work there, and they can help install these car seats for you, either by appointment or at one of the events like at Champion Chevrolet on January 15th.
Yes.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.